So in the C, not only the variables have do all the variables have a data type, but also have the storage classes. But in the C, we have four important storage classes. First one is automatic variables, external variables, static variables, and register variables. Please write down automatic variables, external variables, static variables, and register variables. So these are the four important storage classes present in the C programming language. Okay, so very important concept. Dear friends, please don't chat here. Listen to the lecture. Yes. Automatic variables, external variables, static variables, and register variables. So these are the four different storage classes. Next one, we will see the meaning of scope of a variable. So scope is nothing but over what region of the program the variable is actually available for its usage. For example, I have declared a variable in my program above the main function. That means I can able to make use of that variable throughout my program. That is its scope actually. When it is actually, that is actually available for the use. Okay. And for example, if I have declared a particular variable only within the main function, that means it indicates that scope of that particular variable is only restricted and it is actually available for the usage only in the main function, not throughout the entire program. Okay, that is nothing but the scope of the variable. Over what region of the program the variable is actually available inside the particular piece of code, or it can be used entire program. Like that we are going to categorize. Okay, next one is the longevity or the aliveness or the lifetime of the variable. Longevity or the aliveness or the lifetime. Understand? So longevity is nothing but the period during which the variable retains a given value during the execution of the program. How much time the particular variable is alive during that particular execution of the program is nothing but the longevity. Okay. For example, if I'm running my program for half an hour, that means till the completion of half an hour is the variable alive, or if the throughout the half an hour of the program, if the variable's aliveness is only for 10 minutes or for 5 minutes, that is nothing but the longevity or the aliveness of that particular variable. Okay. Next one is the visibility. Visibility. So visibility is nothing but accessibility of the variable from the memory. So once the variable has been declared, particular amount of memory will be allocated by the compiler. Okay. For example, I have declared a variable by character of data type character. So character holds memory of around, let us consider 2 bytes. Okay, so 2 bytes of memory will be allocated to that particular variable of type character. I want to access that particular memory variable from that particular memory. So can I able to access it or not? That refers to the visibility. Okay, so very important actually to understand the concept of this storage classes, scope, visibility, and the longevity or your lifetime. Okay, next one. So variables can be broadly classified or categorized into 2 types based on the place of their declaration. That means I told the scope actually, place of their declaration. What are those 2 types? First one is the internal variable or local variable. Please write down this word, internal variable or local variable, external variable or global variable. So depending upon the place of their declaration, variables can be broadly categorized as internal variable and external variable. Okay, so now let us see the meaning of this internal variable and external variable. Internal variables are nothing but which are placed within a particular function. Okay, so that means, for example, I have written a piece of code to perform addition of 2 numbers. So in the addition of 2 numbers, I require 3 variables. Okay, so first one is the 2 numbers A and B, which has been declared outside that particular function. So I have used one more variable called as sum. So where exactly that variable sum is present? It is present in that particular piece of code called as addition of two numbers. So that's why that sum has become internal variable or local variable. Okay, so next we have the external variables or the global variables. So they are the variables that are declared outside the function that can be accessible to whole of the program. They are nothing but the external variables. Suppose in the function to perform addition of two numbers, I have taken two numbers, okay, A and B. So those two numbers A and B I have placed above the main function. So that means I can able to access those two variables throughout the program. So that's why they are called as external variables or global variables. Okay, so this is how we can able to define these two categories. So this following program, it is going to illustrate the usage of global variable and local variable. So one more program we are going to write for the usage of global variable and local variable. So please observe here. After the writing of header file, I have declared the variables in C, D. So those C and D which are of type integers, they are nothing but the global variables. Okay, so and in the addition function void int A, int B. So we have used one variable called as C is equals to A plus B, everything which is going to store the result. So if you observe in the main function, int A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. So here the two variables which are of type integer A and B, they are placed within the main function. So that means its usage will be restricted to the main function itself. So that's why they are called as local variables. Understand? So this is about the local variables and global variables. So we will see one more program how it works based on the local variable and global variable by taking an example of to perform arithmetic operations based on the concept of global and local variables. So next we will take up the important concept that is the storage classes. We have four important types of storage classes. First one is the automatic variables. Next one is external variables. Next one is static variables. And finally we have register variables. Okay, so one by one let us see what happens exactly. So I'll explain only in a brief fashion how exactly these four has been used. So more discussions it is not required at this point of time. So you please refer to the programs whatever I have given. Okay, so now let us take up automatic variable. So automatic variables, they are nothing but they are declared inside the function in which they are utilized basically. Okay, and they can be created when the function is called, and it is destroyed automatically when the function has completed its execution. Hence we have given the name it as automatic. So once the function starts its execution, the variable will be automatically created. So once the function is going to stop its execution by successful, we are going to destroy those particular variables used in our program. So that's why they are called as automatic variables. Okay, so automatic variables, they are basically local variables. Okay, so because of these property only, automatic variables or local variables or internal variables, and they are actually private to that particular function. Private means only to that particular piece of code those variables has been used. So that's why we coin it as either an internal variable or a local variable. Understand? So a variable, if you want to make it as an automatic with the help of keyword called as auto. If you use the keyword called as auto, then you can say that the given variable is an automatic variable like this. See, for example, in the main function, I have used one variable called as int number. So here I can also use it as auto int number. So which means that it is an automatic variable. So once the main function completes its execution, the variable number will be destroyed automatically. So that's why it is called as an automatic variable. Okay, so that is regarding the automatic variables. Next one is the external variables. One more type of storage class. It is external variables. External variables are nothing but they are the variables which are alive as well as active throughout the entire program. Okay, so automatic variables are local variables, but external variables are alive and active throughout the entire program. So if the variables are alive and active throughout the program, means what type of variable it is? It is a global variable or an external variable. So that's why we call it as external variables. Okay, so unlike local variables, global variables can be accessed by any function particular in the program. So for example, I have used 3 functions in my program. If you have made the variables global in nature, those 3 functions can also able to access these 3 variables. Okay, so that's why they are all called as external variables. For example, let us see in this one. So here I have taken 2 variables, int number, float length is equal to 7.5. So here in the main function, I can able to make use of these 2 numbers in the function 1 as well as in the function 2. Okay, so that's why this number and length have become external variables in nature. Understand? So that means the variables can be accessed and they are alive throughout the execution of the program. If the variable has been created and has been destroyed automatically, once the function completes its execution, means they are all automatic variables. Understand? Yes. So that was regarding the external variables. Next, we have one more type of variables called as the static variables. Static variables. So this is also very, very important. So static variables are nothing but these are the variables that persists until the end of the program, that will not change its value basically. Okay. So it is going to persist until the end of the program. Yeah, no one can change like that. That is the condition in the case of static variable. So if you want to make any variable in your program is static, I can go with the usage of keyword called as static. For example, static int x, static float y, static double t, like that. So it means it is going to persist throughout the end of the program. Okay, yes. So either I can able to make this static variable an internal type or an external type depending upon the place of its declaration. So depending upon these, we have classified the static variables into 2 types. First one is internal static variables and second one is external static variables. Okay, yes. Internal static variables are nothing but they are only declared inside the function, and it is similar to the automatic variables whatever we have seen in the previous slides. But in the case of external static variables, those variables, they are declared outside of the program and it is available to all functions particularly present in that program. Okay, and it is also possible to control the scope of a function with the help of this static variables. Okay, so that is regarding the static variables. So let us see one program how it works. So see here, I have taken one variable, one function called as check. So and the function execution starts from the main. Okay, so I have called this function check 3 times. So once the control comes to the first for check function for the first time, so here I have declared a variable called as c is equal to 0, which is of type integer and which is a static variable. What type of static variable it is? It is local static variable or internal static variable, because its scope and visibility, it is present only in the check function. That's why. Okay, so we have taken the initial value of c is equal to 0. So once the check function is going to be called, so we will call the function c is equals to c plus 5. So that means now the value of c becomes c 5, correct, right? So once again the check function will be called. Okay, so what is the new value of c now? It is 0 actually, 5 actually. So 5 plus 5, 10, and then once again the check function will be called. Once again the value gets updated. But here the more importance has been given to the variable static int c is equal to 0. That means its usage and restriction is present only to that particular function called as check. So that's why it is static int c is equal to 0. Understand? So that is regarding your static variables. And the last one is register variables. Register variables are nothing but if you want to store the variables in any memory location. Okay, so we have one more type of memory device called as the register variables. So one more type of memory called as registers. So those registers are nothing but the CPU registers. When we were discussing regarding the primary memory devices, we quoted this example, registers. So here also this registers comes into picture. For example, if you want to store your variable in the registers, I can go with the usage of the keyword called as register int count. So that means here count is a variable of type integer which is stored in the register. Okay, so which means it leads to the faster execution of the program. So that is the main importance of making a variable called as register. Okay, so here we can able to see the usage of register variable. So here we are going to perform the addition of two numbers. So register int z. So z is nothing but the sum which is going to store its resultant. Z is equal to a plus b. So which is going to be accessed from the register variable z. Okay. So that is how these four important storage classes work. First one is automatic. Next one is external. Third one is static. And the fourth one is register. So these are the four important storage classes present in C. Okay, and last one we have the nested block. So nested block is nothing but a block which is containing one more embedded block present in it. So that is very much similar to your nested functions concept. Okay, so this is how your nested block will work. So in the main function, there is one more block of code. Int a is equal to 0. So int c is equal to a plus b. So first this part is going to be executed. Later we are going to execute the outer block. So that is how the nested block is going to. Understood? So this is regarding your storage classes and scope, visibility and lifetime of variables. Understand, sir? So with this, we are done with completing all the theory concept pertaining to the user-defined functions and recursion. So now we are going to start with the programming classes.